So I wanted to make a video about my driver swing right-handed. So I've been working on trying to get some more distance. You guys would have seen the fun video I did about hitting a right-handed drive and a left-handed drive 300 yards in the same session. And it was cool to achieve that, but one thing I noticed is that the ball flight on my right-handed shots, it started so far right I needed to hook back that it's cool and fun for distance, but I'm starting to think about playing golf on the golf course, which I might do in the next couple weeks as the weather gets better. And I don't think I want to see a massive hook, off the tee with my right-handed swing. So today I just kind of want to have a fun session building a driver that will help me hit a little bit more neutral of a ball flight, and then also working on the golf swing that coincides with that. So to start with, what I've done is gone with the Ping G425 Max. I've got it in the minus setting, so it obviously lowers the loft a bit, opens the face a bit, and I've got the weight in the toe. So basically what that's doing is helping the face stay a little bit more square to open, which should encourage me to get my path a little bit less in to out. When the face gets shut, it really encourages me to get this way and kind of play that inside out big draw. When the face comes in to impact a little bit more open, encourages me to rotate and start the ball a little bit more on the center line. So let me get some baseline shots with this. We'll see how well it works. This might be a great fit. If not, I've got access to 4 or 5 other brands. We can mess around with those as well. It's an encouraging start because that's actually a little bit of a fade. And the ball started reasonably close to the center line. Very interesting. So I like so far that my path and angle of attack have come quite into a nice window. I mean, I'd rather hit a little bit more upwards, so maybe I'll try to move that a little bit more upwards on my next swing. But I like to see that the path is not 6-7 degrees in to out. That 2-3 degrees is actually quite good. I'll try to hit up on this one just a bit. It's not terrible. It was unfortunately struck in the toe. And I struck that one nicely. So what I'm seeing in the early going is the face actually might be slightly too open with this driver. The numbers are great otherwise. Yeah, I don't mind seeing this. That's why I started with this driver, because I knew it would probably be a bit of a fade machine. And it's doing the job quite effectively. Okay, let's mix it up. Let's try something different. Okay, so I'm going to switch into the Rogue ST Max LS. It's a 10.5 degree head, but I have opened the face the 1 degree. So the difference between this and what we did with the Ping is we've just messed with the face angle. We haven't put toe weight as an extra factor, which is why I wanted to start with that Ping. The reason I did the Ping to start with was just to see, okay, how fade biased of a driver can I make? It was probably a little bit too fade biased. I was getting a little bit downwards on the ball and a little bit too, neutral maybe. It's okay to be a couple degrees in to out. I would like to play a small amount of draw. So I think this one might be a little bit closer because it has a little bit of the face angle adjustment, but the head itself will be a little bit less fade biased. It's actually a pretty good start. Just a little bit of a push. I don't mind seeing that at all. And even that one, just kind of a low screaming draw that would be down kind of the left side of the fairway. That is a miss, but it's not that big high push draw that I was hitting before. You can see how much more neutral it is with this club setup. Yeah, I think maybe this one is not protecting me against the fade quite enough, or against the hook quite enough. So I have an idea. I'm going to go back to the Ping now. Going back to the Ping, but I've just left the toe weight in the section that it's in the fade setting. I've put the face angle back to square though. So I think we'll get kind of the best of both worlds. I think the toe weight was most helpful with the Ping. The face angle was maybe the part that was not helping really either driver. It was probably leaving the face open too often. It was kind of encouraging me to strike the toe to try to bring the ball back to center. So I want to mess around with a little bit more square face, but still have the toe weight to protect me against that hook. That felt really good. That's probably one of the best drives I've hit. Just a little bit of a fade down the right side. very under control. That one's really solid. It's just got a little bit of fade to it, which I like. Yeah, this is great, this one. This ping is feeling really easy to swing. That one felt really good. Probably one of the best drives I've hit today in my right-handed practice session. Very, very straight, never really threatened to go left or right. Good strike, good launch and spin, good ball speed, and still swinging from the inside. So yeah, I think this driver is giving me the best of both worlds. I think a square face, I still need to keep the face square. If it gets too open with the settings, I do tend to hit block slices, which is not pleasant. And a lot of the time what happens when you start to see the ball go right, you will subconsciously start towing it, because if you tow it, the ball is going to rip back to the left. So I don't want to do either of those things. So the face being a bit more square I think is nice, and then the toe weight is just protecting me against the toe strike, and also just keeping the face a little bit more stable so I don't lose any balls left. And that's just a heel strike, but really good result. Not far offline versus the last one even. And then I get a good result. That's nice high draw down the center. Lots of distance too. Super happy with that. Yeah, just a quick session there, guys. Just really talking about if you're struggling with a hook or you're struggling with very sweepy ball flight, what are some things you can do from a driver setup perspective to help you with that? First things first, I would pick a driver that has heel and toe adjustability. Get a weight into the toe section of the driver. Cobra has a driver that will do that. Titleist has a driver that will do that. Obviously Ping does, TaylorMade does. I'm sure I'm missing others, but a lot of them do. Experiment with that, and then experiment with the face angle. It's not for everyone, and I found out in this experiment that the square face was actually best for me with the toe weight, because I don't want to be hitting it with a wide open face. What I really want to be hitting it is a square face with a bit more of a neutral path. And I think once I have the confidence through the weight that I wasn't going to hit it left, the ball was taking off more on the center line and not really curving left or right. So just a fun little experiment as I get closer to picking something I can play golf with as a right-handed player. You know, I've got a set of irons. I've got some wedges to use. I got a putter that I borrowed. So I think maybe a Ping driver, just as a beginner golfer, may make the most sense. And as you can see, I've got this one set up in a pretty friendly way. So let me know what you guys think. If there's other drivers you want me to try as I continue this series of looking for a driver, let me know. Leave it in the comments. And as I said in the last video, do me a favor if you can. If you enjoyed the video, leave me a like and hit the subscribe button. It just helps. That YouTube algorithm has not been treating me the best recently. So if you could help me out, it would be much appreciated. And as always, thank you for watching.